welcome. If you are watching and listening now, it means you have chosen to give yourself a pause, a moment entirely your own, away from the noise of the day. This is Opulent Dreams, a place where time slows down, where stories flow gently, and where sleep arrives without being called. Tonight, I have the privilege of guiding you slowly towards rest. There is nothing you need to do. Simply listen and let go. If you wish, you can support this journey with a small gesture by following the channel, liking this video, and leaving a comment telling us where you are watching from tonight. A quiet way of being present together, even from afar. For now, though, this time is yours. Lower the lights. Settle into a comfortable position. Allow your body to find its own balance. Soften your breathing. There is no need to control it. Just allow it to slow down. The world can wait. Your worries can remain outside this night. I wish you a deep, elegant, natural rest. Let yourself be gently carried. And when you are ready, let the dream begin. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. Tonight, I will be your voice in the darkness. My name is Gatsby. Perhaps you have heard my name before. Perhaps you read it once in an old book with worn covers, kept on a shelf for many years. I was born from the pen of a man named Francis Scott Fitzgerald. He imagined me one summer night, a long time ago. He gave me a huge house. He gave me a garden that stretched all the way down to the sea. He gave me parties that lasted until dawn, and he gave me a dream I could never quite reach. But tonight, we will not talk about sadness. Tonight, we will talk about luxury, about silk and gold, about cold champagne in tall glasses, about soft music drifting over the lawn. Come with me. I am going to take you to Long Island. It is the summer of 1922. The air is warm. It smells of salt, of freshly cut flowers, of grass still damp from the evening dew. We are in West Egg. Here, facing the bay, my house rises into the night. It is enormous, so large that some people say it looks like a European palace, brought across the ocean stone by stone. It has towers. It has tall windows, with glass that shines like mirrors whenever the sun touches them. It has a roof of blue tiles, almost the same color as the sky at dusk. At night, every light comes on at once. Hundreds of small bulbs glowing softly. The whole house seems to float above the darkness, like a jewel someone has left switched on, just for tonight. From the other side of the bay, in East Egg, you can see the glow of my mansion. A golden light, trembling gently over the black water. Sometimes I stand in the garden, looking toward that other shore. There is a small green light there, at the end of a dock. But we will talk about that later. For now, I just want you to relax. I want you to imagine the grass beneath your feet. It is cool, a little damp. Walk slowly with me. No need to hurry. There is nothing to do tonight except rest. Behind the house, the gardens stretch out like a green carpet. There are hedges, trimmed into soft, rounded shapes, perfectly even. There are white rose bushes, filling the air with a sweet scent, almost like honey. There is a path of pale stone, winding gently between the trees, leading to a small fountain. The water falls slowly. It makes a steady sound, soothing, like a calm, and even breathing. You can sit there for a moment, beside the fountain, if you like. The sound of the water is perfect for letting the mind go quiet, for letting every thought slow down, one by one. People say my life is full of mystery. No one really knows where I came from. Some tell stories about me. that I studied at Oxford, that I travelled all across Europe, that I inherited a fortune from my family somewhere in the American Midwest. Others say different things. The truth doesn't matter very much tonight. The only thing that matters is this. Here, inside this house, anything is possible. Everything is luxury. Everything is calm. The walls are lined with dark wood, polished until it gleams softly under the lamplight. The carpets are so thick that footsteps make no sound at all. There are rooms full of books that no one has read yet. There are wardrobes filled with silk shirts in gentle colours, pale blue, soft pink, ivory white. Sometimes, when I'm alone, I simply look at them. I like order. I like knowing that everything has its place, waiting quietly. Tonight, there will be no guests yet. The great party will come later, in another chapter. For now, it is just you and me, and this enormous, silent house, full of golden lights reflected in the still water of the bay. I want you to imagine yourself lying on one of the terraces. There are soft cushions here, deep blue velvet, slightly cool against your skin at first, then warm. The night air is mild. From here you can hear, very far away, the soft sound of the sea reaching the shore. Once, and again, and again. Like a slow breath, taken by the whole world at once, you can stay here for as long as you need. There is no hurry, nothing to solve, only the warm air, only the sound of the water, only this golden house, glowing gently in the darkness of Long Island. Rest now. I am still here, beside you, in silence. Keep breathing slowly. Tonight, we are going to step inside the house. Slowly. No need to rush. The front door is made of dark wood, very tall, carved by hand, with quiet, careful patterns. When it opens, it makes a soft sound, almost like a whisper. Inside, the air is cool. It smells of polished wood, of fresh flowers, of a faint perfume that always seems to be present, though no one knows exactly where it comes from. The entrance hall is enormous. The ceiling is very high, crossed with dark wooden beams that meet and cross one another like the branches of a great tree turned to wood and stillness. From that ceiling hangs a crystal chandelier, hundreds of small pieces of glass catching the light like drops of water frozen mid-fall. When someone walks below it, that light shifts just a little. It glimmers, it trembles, and then it settles again, calm and still. The floor is pale marble, almost white, with soft grey lines running through it, like water that has been frozen in place forever. Imagine walking across that marble, barefoot. It is cool beneath your feet, smooth, calm. To the right of the entrance hall, there is an enormous living room. The walls are painted a soft cream colour, almost golden when the afternoon light touches them. There are long sofas, upholstered in pale blue silk. They are so soft that the moment you sit down, the whole world seems to slow down, just a little more. Facing the sofas, there is a fireplace made of white stone. On cool evenings, a gentle fire burns there. It is not a loud fire. It is a quiet fire, making small sounds. Soft crackles, like distant footsteps over dry leaves. The firelight moves across the walls, orange, golden, soft. If you look closely, in one corner of the room there is a grand piano, black and glossy, like a mirror. Sometimes, in the late afternoon, someone plays slow melodies, notes falling one by one, very slowly, with long pauses between each one. Now, let's walk up the main staircase. It is wide, with a deep red carpet running down the centre, held in place by thin bars of gold. Each step makes almost no sound beneath your feet, as if the staircase itself wants you to feel at ease. Upstairs, there is a very long corridor. On either side, dark wooden doors, all identical, all closed. Behind each one, a different room is waiting. Some have enormous beds with sheets of Egyptian cotton, soft as air, cool to the touch, and slowly warming. Others have marble bathrooms with deep tubs and golden taps that gleam softly in the low light. In one of these rooms, the walls are lined, floor to ceiling, with shelves full of books. Books with leather covers, in colors like dark brown, bottle green, deep navy blue. Some of these books, in truth, have never been opened. Their pages are still joined together, untouched, waiting. But it doesn't matter. Just looking at them brings a kind of calm, like a library that waits patiently, in silence, for someone who is in no hurry at all. At the end of the corridor, there is a door larger than the others. That is my room. The curtains are dark blue velvet, almost black. At night, when they are left slightly open, they let in a little moonlight. That light falls across the wooden floor like a silver path, quiet and still. The bed is enormous. It has a curved wooden headboard, smooth and warm under the hand. The sheets are fresh, almost cool at first, slowly warming as the body settles into them. From the window of this room, you can see the garden, and beyond it, the bay. And, on the far side of the bay, that small green light I told you about. But let's not think about that now. Right now, I just want you to imagine lying down on this bed. The mattress gives way slightly under your weight. It is like sinking, very slowly, into a cloud. The sheets carry a faint scent of lavender and of clean linen, freshly pressed. Outside, the wind moves through the leaves of the garden trees. It makes a soft sound, like a distant sea made entirely of leaves. Downstairs, the staff have already finished preparing the house for the night. They have turned off some of the lights, only the gentlest ones remain on, small lamps with cream-coloured fabric shades giving off a warm, golden glow. The whole house now is quiet. The only sound is the slow ticking of an old clock in the entrance hall far below. Each sound is exactly like the one before it. Each sound helps you sink a little deeper into the bed. This house, so full of luxury during the day, becomes something else at night. It becomes a shelter, a safe place, quiet, warm. Tomorrow perhaps the guests will arrive. Tomorrow perhaps every light will switch on at once, and music will fill the garden again. But not tonight. Tonight, the house simply breathes slowly, just like you. Rest here, in this quiet room, with the moonlight slowly crossing the floor. I will stay close by, in silence, making sure everything remains calm. We are back in my house again. But now it is night, and there is a party. Don't worry, we won't move quickly. We'll watch it all from a distance, slowly, as if looking through a softly fogged window. Imagine standing at the top of the staircase, looking down. From here, everything looks small, slow, gentle. The garden is lit with hundreds of paper lanterns. They hang from the trees, from the railings, from long cords stretched across the lawn. Each lantern glows with a warm, golden light, swaying very slowly in the breeze. An orchestra plays beside the swimming pool. The instruments gleam, a golden saxophone, a dark double bass, a white piano. The music tonight is soft, a slow jazz melody, drifting over the garden like a thin layer of mist. Hundreds of guests move across the lawn. They wear silk suits, long dresses that shimmer like water under the lantern light. But curiously, no one makes much noise. Everyone speaks softly. Gentle laughter, whispers, slow footsteps over the grass. On a long table, covered with a white cloth, there are silver trays. On them, glasses of champagne, lined up like rows of crystal soldiers. The champagne glows, golden, with tiny bubbles rising slowly toward the surface. One, then another, and another. Each bubble rises slowly, unhurried, until it reaches the top and disappears in silence. There are also trays of fresh fruit, green grapes, red strawberries, thin slices of pale yellow melon. Everything is arranged carefully, in perfect circles, as if time itself had paused, just so that everything could look beautiful. Near the pool, the water is lit from below. It has a soft color, somewhere between blue and turquoise. The surface barely moves, forming small, slow ripples, reflecting the glow of the lanterns. Some people dance beside the pool. They move slowly, almost floating, following the slow rhythm of the music. Their shadows stretch across the lawn, blend together, and then separate again, over and over, like the slow turning of a quiet dream. I, meanwhile, usually stay a little apart. I watch from the terrace, with a glass in my hand that I almost never drink from. I like watching people enjoy my house. I like the lights, the music, the colors. It's like watching a dream from the outside, knowing it will still be there in the morning. If you come a little closer, you can see a long table covered with white linen, almost glowing under the lights. On it, flowers, white roses, pale pink peonies, green branches trailing softly over the edges of the table. The air smells of flowers, of freshly cut grass, and faintly of salt, because the sea is so close. In one corner of the garden, there is a quieter area. White wicker chairs with soft cream-colored cushions. Some people sit here, resting from the music, talking quietly, almost in whispers. Imagine that you sit down in one of those chairs too. It is comfortable. It gives slightly under your weight. From here, the music sounds softer, more distant. The lanterns look a little blurred, as if your eyes were already half closed. That is exactly how things should feel right now. Heavy eyes, half closed, almost ready to close completely. The party goes on, but you no longer need to pay attention to it. It is simply a sound in the background. Slow music, soft laughter, the gentle splash of water in the pool. Shh, shh. Somewhere far away, someone laughs quietly. A crystal glass touches another, just once, a soft, clear tone. And then, silence again. The lanterns sway slowly in the wind. Up, down, up, down. Like a calm breath, repeated again and again, with nothing else to do but continue. Here, in my garden, the parties last all night, but you don't need to stay awake to see them end. You can close your eyes right now, while the music keeps playing very softly, very far away. The golden lights will stay lit through the night, making sure nothing in this garden is left in darkness. And you, meanwhile, can let yourself drift, little by little, toward a quiet, peaceful sleep. The music from the party has drifted further away now. We are somewhere else in the garden, quieter, more intimate. Here, beneath a group of tall trees, a table has been set for dinner. It is a long table, made of dark wood, covered with a white cloth that almost reaches the ground. On the table, candles burn inside small crystal holders. Each flame is small, calm, swaying very slowly with the breeze. The candlelight is warm, golden, soft. It reflects in the crystal glasses, in the silver cutlery, in the white plates with their thin golden rims. On the table, low vases hold flowers, white lilies, branches of jasmine, filling the air with a sweet, light fragrance. The sky above us is dark, but full of stars, and there is a large moon, almost full, lighting the garden with a soft silver glow. That silver light mixes with the golden glow of the candles, creating an atmosphere that feels warm and at the same time very calm. Imagine that you are sitting at this table. The chair is comfortable, with a soft cushion beneath you. In front of you, an empty plate, waiting quietly. The staff arrive slowly, in silence, their footsteps almost soundless on the grass. They carry silver trays covered with silver lids, gleaming softly in the moonlight. The first course is a cold soup, pale green, made with cucumber and a little fresh mint. It is served in a shallow bowl, white porcelain, smooth and cool to the touch. The first spoonful is fresh, light, almost like tasting a little piece of the garden itself on a warm summer night. Then comes a second course, small toasts topped with smoked salmon, and over them a thin layer of something creamy, almost white, with a touch of lemon. Each bite is small, slow. There is no rush to finish. The conversation at the table is soft, slow. The voices blend with the gentle sound of cutlery against the plates, a light, repeated tone, like small bells ringing somewhere far away. The candles sway slightly in the breeze. Wax drips slowly down their sides, forming small white trails that catch the light. After a while, the main course arrives, a tender piece of meat, slow cooked, served with roasted vegetables, orange and deep green, glistening softly with oil. The smell rising from the plate is warm, faintly smoky, mixing with the scent of jasmine drifting in from the garden. Beside the plate, a glass of red wine. The color is deep, almost purple in the candlelight. If you bring the glass close to your face, the aroma is soft. Dark fruit, a little wood, something sweet underneath. A small sip, warm. It moves slowly downward, leaving a gentle warmth in the chest, spreading outward very slowly. All around us, the other guests' glasses glow too, like small red and golden lights scattered across the table, each one trembling faintly with the candle flames. Beyond the table, the garden looks dark and still. Only the shapes of the trees can be seen, outlined against the starry sky. Every now and then, a leaf drifts down from a branch, turning slowly in the air until it lands silently on the grass below. The dinner continues, but more and more slowly now. The voices grow quieter. Someone laughs softly, almost without strength, the way people do when they are starting to feel completely at ease, completely relaxed. Dessert arrives, a small lemon tart, with a thin layer of sugar on top, glittering like frost under the moonlight. The taste is sweet, fresh, light, just enough to finish the meal without feeling heavy. Afterwards, coffee is served, but tonight the coffee is mild, almost warm rather than hot, with a comforting aroma that mixes gently with the cool night air. Some people begin to rise slowly from the table. They walk toward the lounge chairs at the edge of the garden, sit down, and cover themselves with soft woolen blankets. You can do the same. Imagine yourself standing up slowly from your chair. You take a few steps across the cool grass. You sit down in a lounge chair, comfortable, with soft cushions. Someone lays a warm blanket gently over your legs. It carries a faint scent of lavender. From here, you can see the candles on the table, almost burned down now, flickering softly. You can see the moon, high above, calm, lighting the garden with its silver glow. The sound of conversation slowly fades. Voices turn into whispers. The whispers turn into silence. All that remains is the distant sound of the sea, coming and going, like a steady, endless breath. And the candle flames, trembling slowly, lower and lower, calmer and calmer, until almost nothing is left but a soft glow. Tonight, beneath the moon, everything is at peace. And you, wrapped in that warm blanket, can let yourself drift, little by little, towards sleep, as the candlelight fades slowly, one flame at a time, into the quiet dark. The moon is still high, calm, above the garden. Almost all the candles from dinner have gone out now. Only one small flame remains, trembling softly over the empty table. Now I want to tell you something different, something more personal, something about love. Don't worry. This isn't a sad story. It's just a soft memory, the kind that appears right before sleep. Many years ago, before I had this house, before the parties, before the golden lights, I was much younger. I was a young officer in a simple uniform, without any of this luxury yet. And I met a woman. Her name was Daisy. She had a soft voice, low, as if she were always speaking in secret, just for you. When she spoke, it seemed as though money, luxury, jewels, all of it lived inside her voice too, hidden between every word. She was beautiful, yes. But what I remember most is that voice, that slow, soft way of speaking, like a melody repeated again and again. We met one autumn, in a garden much like this one. Golden leaves falling slowly from the trees, cool air, a little cold, but pleasant. I remember she wore a pale dress, almost white, with a light coat over her shoulders. When she walked, the dry leaves rustled softly beneath her steps, like a steady whisper. We walked together, slowly, for hours. We talked about small things, music, books, places we wanted to visit someday. I remember that, at one point, we sat on a stone bench beneath an enormous tree. She rested her head for a moment on my shoulder. We said nothing. We just listened to the wind moving through the branches and some distant bird singing softer and softer until it fell silent. She laughed easily. A soft, brief laugh, like a musical note that appears and disappears at once. Sometimes, when she laughed, she would bring her hand close to her mouth, as if she wanted to keep that sound just for herself. Back then, I had none of this. I had no enormous house, no gardens full of lanterns, no tables covered in silver, no wardrobes full of silk shirts. I had only a dream. The dream of returning, one day, with something to offer her, with a life that could stand beside hers. The years passed. There was distance. There was a long silence between us, the kind of silence that forms between two shores of the same sea. But the memory of that autumn never fully disappeared. It stayed there, kept safe, like a small light someone leaves on at night, without quite knowing why. I built this house thinking of her, though at first I didn't say so out loud, not even to myself. Every light I turned on in this garden, every party, every table filled with food and flowers had, underneath it all, a single purpose: that she might see it from far away, that she might know I was still here, waiting. Do you remember the green light I mentioned at the beginning, on the other side of the bay? That light belongs to the house where Daisy lives, in East Egg. At night sometimes, I stand on the dock, looking at that light. It is small, distant. It flickers gently over the dark water. Sometimes the water shifts a little, and the light trembles, stretches, becomes a golden and green reflection on the black surface of the bay. Imagine that you are standing with me on that dock. The wood beneath your feet is cold, slightly damp with the evening dew. The air smells of salt, of the sea, of wet grass. In the distance, that green light is still there, steady, calm, like a small star that fell onto the water. There's no need to reach it tonight. Just look at it. Just let it stay there, glowing slowly, while the water moves with a gentle rhythm, almost like breathing. Sometimes, while I watch that light, I remember other things too. A rainy afternoon, long ago, when I waited for hours and no one came. I remember the sound of rain on the roof, soft, steady, like hundreds of small taps repeating without end. I remember a song that played on the radio that afternoon, a slow melody, almost forgotten now, but one I can still hum, very quietly, when I'm alone. Love sometimes isn't loud. It isn't always a party full of music and lights. Sometimes it's just this, a small light, across the water, that stays lit all night. A gentle memory that returns, now and then, like a wave that reaches the shore and slowly pulls back. Stay here with me a little longer on this dock. Feel the cold wood beneath your feet. Listen to the water moving softly against the wooden posts, a low, steady, soothing sound. Watch that green light, distant, flickering slowly. You don't need to do anything else. Just breathe. Just watch. Little by little, the sound of the water blends with the sound of your own breathing. The water rises. The water falls. Your chest rises. Your chest falls. Everything here follows the same slow, calm, steady rhythm. Just let the memory of that love, soft and quiet, stay with you a little longer as sleep begins to arrive. Little by little, like the tide rising slowly over the sand. Time has passed. The party has slowly come to an end. The music has stopped. The last guests have left slowly in cars whose tail lights faded down the gravel driveway, disappearing among the trees. Now in the garden, only silence remains. And you and me. Let's walk a little, slowly, across the lawn. The grass is cool, damp with the night dew. Each step makes a soft sound, almost inaudible. The paper lanterns that once glowed so brightly are almost out now. Some still have a small flame, trembling slowly inside the glass, as if unwilling to give up just yet. Others are completely dark now, swaying gently in the breeze, empty. The pool is still lit from below, but the light is dimmer now. The water is completely still. No ripples, no movement. It looks like a perfect silent mirror, deep blue, almost black. If you lean over, you can see the reflection of the stars on the surface. Hundreds of tiny points of light, trembling very slowly. The long table in the garden is still there, empty now. The crystal glasses, some still holding a little champagne, glow softly with the last light of the lanterns. The flowers in the vases are starting to lean a little, tired, as if they too need to rest. The white tablecloth moves gently in the wind, rising and falling, very slowly, like a slow breath. Let's walk toward the house. The lights inside have been going out, one by one. First, the living room, then the dining room, then the upstairs hallways. Only one small lamp remains lit, beside the front door. Its light is warm, golden, soft, just enough to light the way to the entrance. We step inside. The entrance hall, which was once full of people, of laughter, of music, is now completely empty. All you can hear, in the background, is the slow ticking of the old clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The sound of the marble floor beneath our feet is soft, almost unnoticeable. The great crystal chandelier on the ceiling no longer moves. It is still, in silence, catching just a little light from the lamp by the door. Let's walk slowly up the stairs. The red carpet absorbs the sound of our footsteps. There is nothing to hear except perhaps the soft brush of fabric against wood. The upstairs hallway is almost dark. The doors, all closed, seem to be part of a quiet dream, waiting for someone to open them tomorrow, or maybe the day after, with no hurry at all. We arrive at my room. The dark blue velvet curtains are slightly open, just as before. Moonlight comes in slowly, forming a silver path across the wooden floor. The bed is ready. The sheets are fresh, soft, waiting. Imagine lying down there, slowly. The mattress gives way beneath your weight, like a cloud receiving you without effort. The sheets carry that same faint scent of lavender as always. You pull the blanket over yourself, soft, warm. From the window, you can see the garden, dark and quiet now. The last lanterns go out, one after another, very slowly. And across the bay, that small green light is still there, steady, calm, flickering very slowly over the dark water. Tonight, there's nothing else you need to think about, nothing to solve, nowhere to be, just being here in this quiet room, with the moonlight slowly crossing the floor and the distant sound of the sea, coming and going, coming and going. The whole house now breathes slowly, just like you. The walls, the hallways, the gardens, everything is at rest. The parties will come back someday. The lights will turn on again. The music will play again. The champagne glasses will sparkle again under the lanterns, but that will be another day. Tonight is only for resting. I'll stay here, close to you, in silence. If you'd like, I can stay all night, without saying anything more, just keeping you company as you drift, little by little, into a deep and peaceful sleep. The clock in the entrance hall keeps its slow, steady rhythm. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Each sound is one more step toward rest. Each sound helps you let go a little more. Your body, your shoulders, your hands, your feet. Everything becomes heavy, warm, calm. The green light across the bay keeps glowing slowly, like a small, silent promise that doesn't need to be fulfilled tonight. It only needs to be there, to keep shining, softly, while you sleep. The golden house, my gardens, my parties, my memories, all of it will still be here when you wake. But for now, there's no need to think about any of that. Now is the time to close your eyes completely, to let your breathing grow slow, deep, steady, to let your body sink, little by little, into the bed, into the night, into the silence. Good night. Rest now. I will stay here, in the warm darkness of this house, watching over everything until morning slowly arrives.